Welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. By the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about this whole Croydon police station investigation. If you're new to my channel and you do not know who I am, my name is Phillip, or Gode for short. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe to the ting, and thank you for the love all and every time. Guys, I'm trying to be as consistent as I can and as on top of my A game as I can possibly be, but my mental health is like fucking with me at the moment. So just take time with me, do you understand? But I'm just gonna try. I'm gonna try. For those of you that do not know what I'm talking about when I say Croydon police station investigation, for all my US subscribers and anyone that doesn't keep up with the news, it has been alleged that a young man had fired shots inside the Croydon police station while he was being detained, or in the process of him being detained. This came to our knowledge from the media. This whole situation popped up to my knowledge and everybody else's knowledge by news articles. It wasn't something that like the public witnessed and it then got to the news. It was literally in the police station, straight onto the news, and that's how we all knew about it. The first report says that a young man has been detained while he was being searched. He shot the police officer. Now, I just want to say RIP to the police officer. A lot of things don't necessarily make sense to me. I often feel like when it comes to like police investigations and things like that, I feel like it's an automatic thing to protect the police. Now, I'm not saying that the police officer that did anything bad, but I just feel like whenever there is a scenario where there's no witnesses, I feel like the police officers are always protected first. It's just like a couple months ago, a guy was stopped at a petrol station and he was with his daughter and they wanted to detain him while his daughter is screaming in his hands, and it just, the way they just ripped the child out of the man's hands and roughed him up, like it was just, and then their statement that they released was that he was under the influence, he never had no car insurance, and they even charged the man as well. Yeah, so I feel like they will always protect the police when it comes to situations. But obviously with that situation, somebody was filming it, so they had to address it. But I feel like with this situation here, it's kind of being dragged out to a point where everybody's kind of being confused. Now, the latest report goes on to say that the individual, I'm not going to say any names, because I don't really want to say people's names, but the alleged shooter somehow managed to have a gun in his back area around his waist, and it was confined, and the police officers didn't see it during their search when they were searching him. Now, in the article it says that when they approached him, they had searched him and found a weapon and Class B drugs. What I'm not understanding is it that they found one weapon on him during the initial search, and then when they got to the police station, there was another weapon that they didn't find directly. Maybe they found like a knife on him in the beginning, and then it just doesn't make any sense. So the article says that they stopped and searched him and found a weapon and Class B drugs. While in the process of being detained, in his handcuffs, he had a gun in his back pocket and was able to do some kind of maneuver to be able to shoot the police officer. Now, I'm just gonna give you lot a little insight, because this is not necessarily something to brag about, but last year I was put into a holding cell. It was the worst experience that I could ever imagine. Obviously, I am very articulate. I know how to speak to people. So the police officers didn't rough me up. They didn't abuse me or anything like that. So there was no need for me to necessarily be kind of aggressive towards them. When they put me in my handcuffs, before I got to the police van, they patted me down. He opened up my wallet, he checked what was inside my wallet, because I only had my wallet and my phone with me. So he opened up my wallet, checked what was in my wallet, and he tapped my phone to see if it was on. And that was it. He patted me down, he didn't find anything. He escorted me to the van, and then when I got out of the van, another officer came, patted me down again. I then went into like a cage that was outside of the police station before I was in a queue to be signed in, basically. And then once I was signed in was where I officially had my police station pat down. They took all my belongings and put them in a plastic bag and signed me in. I'm going to insert the diagram that was made public so that people can get an idea of what was said that the alleged shooter done. And then it says that the individual is in critical condition. Before they decided if they were going to treat this as a act or something in that category, news articles were bringing up things like he used to brag about he could see hitmen and guns for sale, and used to watch videos and things like that. This is what I mean when I say that the news articles and people like that put out a narrative. They put out these narratives and then magically people name it whatever they want to name it. But I'm glad that they haven't treated this as a act, but I actually want to get to some kind of understanding, because this doesn't make any sense at all. I really want people to comment down below and tell me their opinions on this situation. They've made his name, they've put up an image of him. This individual is about 23 years old. The surname just seems, I don't know if it's Spanish or Brazilian. I have no clue. I feel like if he was black, like, this situation would not be dragged out for so long. Where's the CCTV? Show us the CCTV. Let's make sense of the CCTV footage. I'm not saying that the diagram doesn't make sense. It does make sense. It is possible, but then while shooting you, did he shoot himself by accident? I really want to know what other people think of this, where it's a race thing and if they are trying to protect the police officers. And it also says that while he was in critical condition, he did end up passing away, but somehow they revived him. And I just feel like, I'm not saying that they should not have brought him back to life, but I feel like there was a lot of pressure in bringing him back to life so that they can add a face and give somebody the blame for a scenario and situation like this. It's a very bizarre situation to have happened, and I personally don't always like to believe stuff when the news bring it to light, because when you look at the news, every story is somewhat similar. No news article is going to bring out their own view or their own angle of a subject. They always kind of all run with the same storyline. That's why I say I would like to see some kind of CCTV, or this individual that may have shot this police officer isn't necessarily the narrative, because he's unconscious right now. The narrative is in the police's hands. But yeah, that was all for this video. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe to the ting. And thank you for the love every blood clot time. Watagwan, pan, watagwan.